Hello, welcome to Point Studio channel. It's been for a while since I've updated my video last time. Today we're going to look at the top 50 commands series, specifically for subdivision in Rhino 7. So Rhino 7 is officially out. So we are looking forward to use this subdivision tool. And today I'm going to guide you some of the top features that architects or engineers can use. Alright, let's get started. So in Rhino 7, nothing dramatic change in terms of UI interface, but you can see in Rhino 7 there are a lot of improvement in terms of mesh modeling. Today we're going to specifically looking at subdivision and quad remesh component, which is really powerful tool. In terms of subdivision, actually it's nothing new. Where in 8-9 years ago we had Tspline in Rhino, and it's almost same technology, so but it has more function, and it's nice that we can convert between subdivision to Nurb or mesh. We'll look at all these features today. And what interesting for me is quad remesh. So we have flexibility to control the mesh prototype or topology of the mesh. It's really powerful, and Rhino is the one of, polygon modeling is nothing new in character design or like the other tools in Maya or 3ds Max, but what benefit in Rhino is really we can convert them between Nurb's geometry to this SubD geometry, which is really good because we can use it for engineering softwares, and it's like really scalable. So let's go ahead. If you look at Rhino 7, in Rhino 7 in this ribbon, you can click on SubD, and basically you can have a look all these tools. There are many tools introduced. If you mouse right click and on the properties, you could maybe display both image and text, so you have more idea like what exactly it does. One of the nice thing of Rhino is that the help commands, when you go on the hit mouse right button in your property window on the right side, and if you click on help, Rhino usually bring you to the list of command page. Let me try again. Click help. So, or otherwise you can go to help here on the top, and let's go to command list. Then it brings to you this command list, and here you can type, for example, SubD. Then we have here all the SubD tool, and it introduced some of the GIF video how we use. And I found that Rhino help list is the most friendly and intuitive and really well guided manual in comparison to other software. So I would like you to have a look all these detailed parts, but today I'll not go through all these tools because it's a lot. But for example, I filtered those tools and organized under my SubD tool, which you can see here, and we're going to look through these tools together. So SubD is really, it's kind of, we can click, I'm gonna draw SubD box, and let's make it maybe 5 meter by 5 meter, and then height I'll give 3 meter height. So the SubD, what it does is, it's like we can go between, it's kind of 3D Nurb system, let's say. So if you press your tab key in your keyboard, you can toggle between box mode and smooth mode, let's say, or in your here toggle SubD display. If you can click this icon, you can also convert between the box and smooth mode. And what is nice, we can click, let's say if you hold your keyboard control key or in Mac command and your shift key, then you can click the surface, the face of this SubD face, and this allows you to move, of course, and you can extrude. So when you extrude here in your gumball, make sure your gumball is turned on. You can click this point and you can move to extrude the typology. And sorry, it's locked somehow. So now, and also what is interesting for you, maybe this we could select the topology like a face, and if you click here insert mesh edges, then we can basically insert extra looped edge on the selected face, and which allows you sorry, maybe I did something wrong. Let me try again. Insert mesh edges, and you can give the distance, specific distance, or you can click and you specify your distance how you want. Something is wrong. Let me try again. I did. What is wrong? Let me delete the box. Sorry about that. We go here to 5 and 3 meters. Select them all again and insert. Yeah. Then basically, ooh, that's something that I didn't expect. It's probably my OSNAP. They are kind of messed around. So let me try again. You can also use the here selection filter, and you can only select the face elements. And let me try again with insert mesh edges, and you can define like how much you want to insert this looped edge. And as you can see here, now if I convert tab key, and it's like nice geometry changed. And here these guys we can also extrude SubD, and it's up to you where you want to extrude, but I use, instead of extrude command here with our gumball, I use this here this point and drag to the z-axis, and take a look. It's such a magic. We can now generate this sort of funny smooth geometry. And of course this is not yet it's, if we convert this to Nurb, for example, there is conversion tool here, convert to Nurbs, and if I convert them, as you can see, that's actual Nurbs. So we cannot really convert this box geometry directly to the Nurbs, but what you can do is you could also select, you can add crease on this geometry. If you want to convert them as a Nurb prototype, you can select add crease, and I want to add entire geometry to crease. Then when I press toggle this SubD display icon, it wouldn't change the smooth mode, because we gave every edge the crease. So which means if I now convert this to Nurb, then as you can see, we have here the Nurb. It's poly surface now, or if you can see from here, it's closed solid poly surface. So we could generate also the Nurb geometry out of the this sort of box geometry shape. What is interesting, because here we have a lot of ice curves. So let me display ice curves from the display property. When I display surface ice curve, then as you can see, the face now is like really sort of divided many UV grid from ice curves. Obviously this is why now it's interesting to use quad remesh command. Let me copy this typology here, prototype, and I'm going to click on now here. If you look at the new command called quad remesh, if you click that, then there's option, I can preview the new generated polygon, and I can hide input. And as you can see, we can, from this sort of Nurb isocurve, we can convert to the directory. Can convert to SubD if you want, or we can convert to the mesh, quad mesh. But here I'm going to change the count, the quad target count. Maybe 2000 is too much for me. I'll make it 100, and yeah, maybe 100 is too less. Let me see, we could use surface edges instead of off. I'm gonna change to smart mode. It's a little bit, because it's picking all the edges. If I do strict, maybe it doesn't give you, so I'll leave it off. And adaptive size means when because there is no curvature in this case, so it doesn't show this big effect. But let me just, if there is a curve, we'll go through one more time later, quad remesh. Let me make it to 200. Then as you can see, we converting this Nurb prototype typology to this sort of quad mesh. When I convert, I can show you here. And here, what you can do now is a sort of simplified quad mesh from this prototype, which we can now convert to, you know, Nurb. When I hit here, Nurb options, and I can convert to Nurb. Then, if you see here, I can turn off sort of our isocurve, display properties, isocurve. So as you can see, we have like more faces, basically direct translation from the quad mesh geometry to Nurb. But here, as you can see, we have this sort of geometry transition with this SubD solution with quad remesh new command. We have full flexibility between Nurb geometry to mesh geometry, and also SubD geometry. So I found this is really cool. I really think that Rhino 7 brings you up a lot of benefit of using this as an architect engineer. So let me delete this prototype now, and perhaps we could now make some more fun. There's a command called one view, and I brought it here, the icon single viewport mode. If you actualize, when your perspective view aligned to the sort of front view, you get sort of your construction plane is aligned to front view. Or if I move it, it's aligned to top view, left view, or right view. This is really handy because now I'm going to draw some curve line. So let me draw rectangle line from 0. Maybe we go 5 units and height maybe 3 units. Sorry, I put in 33. Doesn't matter. I can scale down, scale 1D. What is nice is it's aligned to the plane here, and I can just duplicate this. And let's connect some of the curve here with poly like line. So I could maybe connect here. Maybe I snap middle point. We snap here. Let me make it a little bit geometrically funny kind of network here. So let's say we have this sort of complex network curve that we want to pipe them with a subdivision pipe tool. So it's the command call is multi-pipes, so SubD multi-pipes. We can click on that, and now what I'll do, I'll select all this curve line, and radius, let me make it to maybe 35 centimeter, and we'll cap them. And if you set to 0 for smooth curve, so I'll make it to 0, and let's have a look. Look at this. How cool is that? Maybe the radius was too big. Let me try again. Multi-pipe. Same. Let me make it to 1.15 centimeter radius. Keep the same setting and make it smooth. Hey, have a look. This is awesome, because previously with just normal pipe tool, it was impossible to create this sort of organic geometry So if you turn on your environmental map, so we can go to analyze surface and environmental map, and I select this one, and you can see this curvature keeping. Probably we go to fluorescent tube. Have a look this nice transition between the geometry, which is perfect. And we just draw some couple of lines and then use this simple tool, and we should create this complex geometry, right? So now I'm just gonna move this tool and bring it to next stage, move to the next. What I'll do here, we could also use the bridge command. So I'm gonna select my face of the geometry here, and maybe let me select another one here. And if you do it now, bridge command here, bridge mesh or SubD, and as you can see, we can now sort of bridging them together. We can create more segment if you need it, and instead of making it too straight, we could also give a little bit of, like, flexibility. So that's, we could also make it. And when we convert to box mode by press tab key, and you can select again these two faces. To me it's a little bit big, so I can also scale down a bit and have a look now in the smooth mode. It looks really nice, isn't it? It's magic. So again, I'll select here these two, I'll scale a little bit more, and have a look. It's really nice. So the flexibility is just really unlimited. And also here, if I now convert this to the Nurb, when you see the Nurb geometry, so now we have this here is a closed poly surface, and let's have a look together this environmental map, so we can compare, the curvature between them. Let me did I save that view? So let's go to analyze surface and environmental map, and if you look at this between two geometry, you can see like almost it keep the same curvature from subdivision. This is really cool. We can go, and it's like we can go endlessly, like more complex. But let me now this Nurb geometry, we could also, because now the surface, if you select, it's kind of difficult to modify in Nurbs. So what you can do, we select this, and I'm going to convert this one to like quad remesh, so we can have a look preview, and I'm going to hide this input object, and our target count is 200. Let's see in our preview how it I think it takes a little bit more computational time than I expected. Let me see. Still it's not appearing in the preview. Maybe I'll make target quad count a bit higher. And this time we use adaptive size 50%. So when there more curvature happens, then the more polygons creating. Let me make it increase to 80%, and let's have a look. Probably I'll increase this quad count to 400 also, so it's easier to make more curvature when we have more quad count. So it's still calculating it. So a few seconds later we have now this result. I am quite happy with this result. Yeah, you can just basically finish. Then we are creating new quad mesh. It's been 32%. So it's a bit heavy calculation, I would imagine, this Nurb geometry to generate the quad geometry like that. So Yes, it's finished. So when I move it, now let's compare all of them in our environmental map. So I'm going to click here, surface. Let's surface tool. I don't know where to find it. Okay, just let's go analyze surface, and I'm going to click on environmental map. And when I see them now, as you can see, they're keeping almost same curvature. Let's make it to brushed silver. Super nice, isn't it? Isn't it nice, really? Alright, so now since this is mesh, we can also convert this mesh to Nurb, SubD. When I convert to SubD, and I click, and you can control all these things, but I'll just leave it option as a default. Now we have SubD geometry. So this is closed SubD, so which means we can press tab to switch between smooth mode to not smooth mode, but since there are a lot of polygons, so they are quite smooth in this case. We can do the same things now. What could be interesting, because now it's it's SubD geometry here. There's a new tool, and I don't know if it's new or in Rhino 6 it was already introduced, but there is tool called soft move. The command word is soft move. Soft move. Soft move is the command word. Or in my toolbox here, I think I brought it here. Let me find it out. Somehow I cannot find it. It doesn't matter. Let me type the. By the way, if you want to display your tool, your new own tool, you can again search this help menu command list from the Rhino help website. So for example, if I type soft move as a command, then here it shows in which toolbar layout it belongs to. So it's belong to move. So when I go toolbar, you can search from Rhino default, and if I go move somewhere, move, and when I click, we definitely can find out this soft move. So once you find out, hold your control key and you can bring it to your tool here, toolbox, your own toolbox. And if you hold your shift key, you can move it around, but I leave it here, maybe at the front here. Right, so when I click soft move, what it does, we can sort of, let me select soft move, select object to move, soft move. I will probably select face and then soft move. No, that's not, sorry. Let me go soft move, select object to soft move and hit enter, and point to move from. So hey, it's a bit different than I expected. Soft move. Maybe soft move is not the command I need. Sorry, I'll remove it. I'm sorry, actually the tool is called actually soft transform, not the soft move. So when you press soft transform, there's a command. Let's find out where it is located in our toolbox. So I'll just search soft transform. Soft transform, transform toolbar. So there we must have right, open soft transform somewhere. Soft transform, smooth scale slide. Let's see why we cannot find this. Soft transform. Let me search. Move transform toolbar. Yeah. Smooth. Okay, there's no. It doesn't matter. Transform to. Okay, I'll just type for now soft. Let's see in Rhino new tool. If they introduce here in the original toolbox, mesh tools, Alright, there is no SubD. Okay, somehow I cannot find it, sorry about that, but I'll just type soft transform, and we can select SubD element which you want to soft transform, and here you can define the impact area, like effect area. So if I drew my this sphere bigger, like around that much, then when I now move this SubD face, as you can see, the sphere radius area is softly change. So let me change my gumball position to align to object. This time I want to extrude, and I want to extrude one more time, and let's go ahead one more time. And now if I want to rotate it a bit here, so as you can see, it's funny, it's changed, like we changed to box mode. Perhaps here I'll change gumball to object mode. I'll push it a bit out. See? And maybe now I can bridge this one. Probably I'll extrude here one more time, another one. Extrude. I can move it a bit here towards there, and I extrude. And this time I extrude from this face. One more time, leave it move up a bit, and now I'm going to bridge them together. So let's have a look in smooth. It's kind of funny spike came out. So let's select these two faces, and you can bridge them. And of course you can increase the that's okay. Let's have a look inside. It's funny. And when you just select this one and move it, it will only affect, like you see, if I bring it out now, because the soft transform is applied, so that whole like adjacent faces are moving together. But let's say it's soft transform. If I change this radius to smaller, and when I now move it, as you can see, not the whole pipes are moving, but it's only around this area is extruding. So it's like giving you another sort of geometry here. But if I increase, let's say now soft transform, if I select the face first, and then when I change to soft transform, if I increase the radius, now if I move it, as you can see, the whole geometry around here is moving. When I go up or down, as you can see, the whole adjacent area is impact on that thingy. So it's really interesting tool to use SubD, and we'll take a look a little bit more, maybe some additional functions. I'm going to draw again new SubD blocks. This time I put grid option. Let's make it a bit like that. And if you want to add some more, insert more edge, like this is edge, you can select, hold your control and shift key, double click, then you can select whole loop of the edge. And obviously you can select here, there is tool called insert edge. When you click on the left side, you can bring this loop to the other position, or you can also click mouse right button, and if you click here, then you can bring the ring. So ring means like the whole ring orthogonal to the this horizontal edges. Or we can select again the same command, hit mouse right button, and if I select vertical, the opposite direction, then we can insert the ring loop perpendicular to another direction. There's also a nice tool. We can also insert point to mesh or subdivision. So when I click, then I can select subdivision, and for example, if I cross here to there, then this entire the edge is added. So let's say I'm going to click vertices, click that, and if I move it, as you can see, we can change the geometry because we insert a new edge. So if I disable that and select this, and we can also extrude it if you want. So there's a lot of possibility we can use this inserting edge command. We can also here, for example, now it's a very smooth, but if you want to add a crease, you can select and you can add crease, then which means you can see a little bolded thicker solid line, which means this part is creased. So you see the sharper edge of the geometry. Maybe you can go through entire, not these guys, but I'll select first here and then next here. If you double click now, then we can select this loop, and I'm going to add crease again here. Let's select here, double click, only allows that, but I managed to select all these edges, and let's add crease. Then if you see it now, smooth mode, then we can have this sort of funny geometry. Now here is like completely, maybe we can also wire cut. I'm not sure if SubD could work with a wire cut. Let me try. So in here we have mesh tool wire cut. So let me draw first of all. So this is very handy when we use this one view tool. So we are in the right, and I use planer. So let me draw one curve that I can cut straight like that. Then I'm going to use wire cut. Select cutting curve, object to cut, and we can draw it here how much we want to cut. So yeah, then we can cut away. So it works with the SubD as well, this wire cut, and these faces I can select and delete basically. And as you can see, now we have this hole here in SubD. So I also want to show you how you can this is now once we cut with wire, it becomes polysurface. So let me see if we can convert this to the SubD. So I select them all, enter, then it's SubD, but it's kind of destroyed. So after wire cut, this becomes polysurface. So I don't recommend that. But imagine we may have here a hole, and we lose this sort of continuity of your SubD. There's a couple of ways we can fill the hole. Perhaps we can use this fill SubD hole tool, and we can select all this boundary where is hole happening, and when you hit enter, and you can see here the hole is filled, but because of here we lose the crease. If I add crease, then we come back to original shapes. Or another solution could be, let's say if we removed here, and we could perhaps bridge two edges here and there. When I bridge it, I'll make it straight sharpness to there, and I'll reduce segment to 1, and we can see the crease, but here the crease is happening. It doesn't matter, we can hit OK to finish, and I'll select these three edges, and I'll remove the crease this time. Remove crease, then we can come back to this shape. And if I don't like these edges, you can just select, and you can actually delete them also. So for me, I don't like these edges, so you can delete. Alright, quite nice. What else we can show? I mean, there are many tools. Perhaps, yeah, I'll reduce here, remove the crease, but this time I want to have instead of this too smooth, maybe we can give another effect. I'm gonna select these this edge loop, and we can use here Bevel, this command called Bevel. Let's see where it is. Here we go, Bevel mesh, and which means we can actually give the sort of both direction. I want to, yeah, 2 segment is good, because if I give more than 2, it's also nice, but I want to give just maybe 2 segment. So we can control. You see, we add additional the edge direction to both sides, so you have a little bit more sort of not too smooth, but here we have different curvature. And of course we can move this edges, so when I move it, its entire geometry is moving, as you can see. But there is a tool called slide. So if you look at here, this command here, slide edge. So slide edge, why I cannot slide edge, usually unknown command, that's funny. Slide, oh, let me draw it. That doesn't make sense to me. Slide edge, it's funny, when I use slide as this command it doesn't work, but when you type slide actually it does work. So let me go to select this loop here, edge loop. So select edge, I'm gonna select these edges here. Sorry, just disable, select, hold this edge loop, and if I type slide, then we can slide this position of the edges. So if I move it up, instead of just using normal move tool, because if you just use normal move tool, then the whole geometry is moving, as you can see. But if I do slide, then we can only slide this edge loop to change the prototype topology. But it's funny, why this doesn't work. Let me complete one more time. Slide, there's original slide edge. This is working, but the one I have here, it doesn't work. Slide edge, and the name, this the other component called slide. So I don't know what happened to my toolbox. I'll just remove it, and I'll add this command, original one, to there. So let's have a look. When I click now one more time all this edge, and I can slide, and now it works. Funny, I don't know what happened to my this toolbox here. Alright, so we looked through how we can actually bridge, give the bevel, insert edges. You know, we can insert extra edge based on points. We can insert loop or ring. We can slide, bevel, bridge, and we looked at also multi-pipe. We can also stitch the mesh. So if I select, select first vertex of set of edges to stitch together, so maybe this is a set, and hit enter. A second edge of, that's the same one. Sorry, what is it? So alright, so this stitch is like a photography. We take some photos and you can stitch them as a panorama. It's similar idea. So you can select vertex to stitch. So first vertex, second vertex, then they are stitched together as a one join point. Again, we can also select the edge instead of vertices. So I select first edge to stitch, and second one, then they are kind of stitched together in the middle point, which is also nice. We can continue to do that if you want. So first, second, we can stitch, but you know, it's kind of funny situation that we it's good to avoid this sort of situation in polygon geometry. So let's see what we can do. We can insert these vertices between there to there. Then yeah, it's a bit better. We can also do it again here to there. It's also, and I mean, we can, you know, delete the rest if you don't like it. We can select the rest and we can delete command would work for you. So I'll just select them and I can delete. Then we can keep the geometry here. And what is also nice, there's a new command introduced, which is called save not named selection panel. So what I can do is I can select this face here, faces here, and I can save it as let's say selection 1, and I'll select from here to there this faces selection 2 and selection 3 and etc. I'll leave it to selection 3. So now what you can do, whenever I select here, it will come back to your selected faces. It's like the same in Rabbit selection filter. So you can select what is saved and you can continue work on it. So I can extrude, or I can select here to modify the geometry, and this point I can maybe push it out. So when you look at the smooth mode, it looks yeah, it's not bad. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's just it's so flexible that you can really play with any type of geometry, which is really cool. Right? See? Yeah. So you can anytime come back to the selection. You can push them up, maybe not too much when you go here. Alright, so I can a little bit rotate it. I change my gumball position to align to object and extrude. You see, it's really fun. And I'm going to select maybe here, there, and every offset, like here, like that, and I can save this as a new. Sorry, I just select the face only. It's handy when I use this filter, so we only select the faces. And then now I can save this as a new selection 4, and I can continue to extrude them. Extrude. Let's see. And then I can change this gumball to world. I can move it to up. And if I change, it's funny, we can move them all together. I can continue to perhaps rotate it a bit, the direction, and then let's change gumball to object. And I'm going to extrude, you can move up, perhaps we can move to the right, and I can scale them down together. So you see, sort of this sort of funny geometry you can completely I mean, it's such a fun, you can enjoy what you're doing. So I think what else I can show? Fill hole we can do offset SubD. There's many things you can do, but I think that's pretty much it. The others are all more or less cosmetic functional tools. Maybe when you working with many polygon, perhaps that is also good tool. You can select brush, select by brush tool. So you know, maybe we do the face selection, and then when I do brush tool, and you can like sort of sketch, like sort of brushing to select which face you want to select, you know. This tool could be also very useful. So it's called select by brush. That's the tool. Right, and for the SubD, maybe in Grasshopper we have a little bit a little bit slightly different things. So I just want to show you before I finish today. Maybe I'll draw another SubD box here. Snap. And let's go select these faces, and I'm going to turn off the grid snap, and I'm going to insert edge from here, more, and I'm going to extrude down, and let's have a look at this geometry. I'm gonna turn on grasshopper, and the grasshopper has a few components. I found that there are not many at the moment provided by out-of-box grasshopper components regarding SubD. But there is also very handy, because to change this geometry to Nurb, I mean, if you convert to Nurb, these box Nurbs, obviously it just changed to, you know, like this geometry. Let's say SubD option, I don't know what, there are many options, but I don't see anything that we can convert this boxy geometry to Nurb. But in grasshopper, if I look in SubD, if you go, let me type SubD, and we can reference SubD geometry from Rhino. I reference one of these. So, and as soon as I reference it, it shows like this smooth geometry already. Let me hide this. But on the SubD, when you go to surface and you go SubD, we can do mesh from SubD option. So when I select this, you know, this SubD to the mesh, so this is mesh, and the density we can give it, for instance, instead of number 2 we can give 1. Then alright, it's still smooth. So from here to there we can see the difference. SubD control polygon, subdiffuse, maybe let's say this. Yeah, right, this is the tool. So you see here, SubD control polygon, we can convert this SubD directly to the mesh, and this mesh we can obviously sorry, not mesh, obviously this mesh we can bake it, and we can convert to Nurb if you want. Or I mean, we can deconstruct this mesh and then we can create all the Nurb automatically, but I just, for this tutorial, I'm just gonna say bake. So when I bake this mesh, this one we can now convert to normal Rhino, convert to Nurb, just ordinary Rhino commands. And you see here we have Nurb that doesn't have many isocurve. Let me change this layer color, sorry, display color to black. So you see the if I now display option to turn on isocurve, it's not that complex prototype that we have, because if I do here and select them all, like we can add all the crease, then of course we can now this to Nurb, we can convert it. But as you can see, we have many isocurves, but by using grasshopper it has a little bit better workflow. So we can reference this SubD, and then we use this SubD to display polygonal mesh, and you can basically bake this geometry to continue to work in Nurb if you want to have this boxy shape. Alright, so today that's all, and I wish this is helpful, and I'm going to show like how we can use this SubD tool to analyze in Sophistic in the next video, because this SubD is very interesting. And what if we can calculate this solid geometry with concrete material? We put some dead rod or live rod, and to calculate structural calculation. That will be very interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, then please like the video and subscribe my channel. That will help me a lot to continue, like motivating a lot to continue my sort of short crash course. So I wish you have a nice weekend and enjoy your Sunday and enjoy Rhino. Bye bye. Thank you.